Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Punk Rock Review, home of a bunch of opinionated crap you don't care about, also the home of the feedback you provide that we don't care about, keeps us on an even playing field, and we like that. Real quick shout out to our sponsor. Anyhow, moving straight into it today. Today we're going to be talking about a company and or a business and or a, whatever you want to call it that's been around for, an extremely longer amount of time than ourselves here. But maybe not age-wise because we're pretty old bastards. But it doesn't matter. We, of course, today are talking about the one and only IGN. More importantly, we're going to be talking about IGN reviews. So, IGN reviews, so inherently, yes, IGN reviews are genuinely way better than ours, not even a comparable thing at all. Their content far kicks the shit out of anything that we put out. But what isn't better than ours, however, is half of the reviewers. That's right. So half of the reviewers, man, that IGN kind of crams down our throat piece holes or whatever, and maybe it's not even half. Maybe we're being a little too, animus towards them, and you might say it's because of a fit of rage or jealousy of how, good they're doing. Someone give us money. But that's not the case at all. So we'll knock that down. We'll say a third of their reviewers, man, that they pick and, put out there to cover different things or that have gone through different, games and things of that nature, man. But probably half of them, man, they seem to have more than a couple bucks changing hands to garner a score threshold for, some of the different titles that get reviewed. And you might say, man, there's no way. It's whoever played the game and whoever went through it or whoever, dabbled with it. These are their views and opinions, and they're not influenced at all about trying to churn out a good review for a game company that either provided them with a code or that IGN hooked them up with something with. We don't know how all the back doors work or anything like that. Or do we? There seems to be at least a handful of reviews that, we'll check out and stuff because we dig the IGN reviews, man. We watch other reviewers on games and things of that nature, especially before making, a major purchase of a couple bucks on a game. Money isn't free. It costs folks like you and me money. So there you go. It seems like a handful of the reviewers, though, are a little more influenced by, the notoriety that they'll receive and or just the platform that they're given, and it doesn't seem like every review is fair and honest. Now, also, there's been a little bit of controversy in IGN's past with having, we'll say, ripped off, other people's, content and passed it off as their own, but, those are usually dealt with and handled with, in a relatively, decent manner and such. But, the fact that it happens, it does happen. Now, obviously, no one can rip off this, and no one should want to rip off this because it's all crap. No one's going to be like, oh, man, let's make our stuff really shitty. No, that's what we do. Our stuff's really shitty, obviously. We don't have to worry about anything like that. But the point is that, to get back to the nitty gritty of it, it seems like there is some, honest, so dishonest really is a better word for it, some dishonest kind of reviewing that goes on in a handful of the titles. Not every title, a lot of them do seem genuine and stuff, and we, enjoy the content that is put out. But there are a small handful of them where we're like, man, this dude's full of shit, or this gal don't know what the fuck she's talking about, And it just seems like it's more kind of, an influenced review versus an actual review. So, makes sense? It absolutely does, if it makes sense to you, obviously. You might say, well, why don't you cite certain examples, asshole, of what they, have done? And it's like, no, what do you think? And have us take on a powerhouse like IGN and face that backlash? You're out your damn mind. We're not doing that. But take every review with a grain of salt. Obviously, inherently it comes down to what you enjoy as a individual or anything, and who you can get on board with as far as stuff goes. Why, we would have anything else to say about that, that's your own personal opinion as well as everything, and that's our personal opinion, so it is what it is. But IGN reviewers, seemingly a handful of them, not being completely honest with their reviews. What can be said about this one? It gets a good old-fashioned question mark, because that's to be debated or anything like that. And, maybe it's true, maybe it's not true. But it is something that we have noticed in a couple of the reviews that we've seen, and we're like, man, this person's full of shit. But, that's our opinion. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. But they probably are, because our opinion's usually right. So, there you go. Have a good one. You probably didn't. We'll catch you next time. Probably won't.